Straight ahead on 12 News, something unbelievably cold. Then, a Brooklyn Park principal who's not afraid to change her tune. But first, how Brooklyn Center is taking technology to the streets to curb crime. 12 News starts right now. Police officers in Brooklyn Center now have a new tool to help them recover stolen vehicles.
2 of the city's squad cars are now equipped with license plate reading cameras. And as Delane Cleveland explains, police hope the use of these cameras will act as a deterrent for car thieves.
So it can grab both sides.
As an officer patrolling the streets of Brooklyn Center,
drug use, drug selling, prostitution.
Steve Lawrence will tell you that there's never a dull moment.
Obviously, Brooklyn Center is officers are fairly busy.
It's his job to investigate auto theft crimes.
We take auto theft pretty seriously here, and the goal is to make sure that the numbers are down.
Brooklyn Center had a total of 122 auto thefts in 2012, about 30 more than the year before.
On this squad car, we've got 4 cameras.
Now, his squad car is equipped with a high-tech tool to help lower that number.
Automatic license plate readers. And what they do is when you're going through a parking lot or going down the street, they're reading all the license plates as you go.
4 cameras mounted atop his car can read license plates from several different angles in rapid succession.
We got ours with a grant.
Once the cameras scan a plate, the image pops up on his laptop.
And what they're reading for is Amber Alerts, wanted people, stolen vehicles.
And he says stolen vehicles often lead to other crimes,
such as robberies, drive-by shootings, assaults.
During an afternoon drive through the Brookdale Service Center parking lot,
plate suspended, 98, white GMC, wanted person, caution.
The cameras showcased just what they're capable of doing.
Really what an officer is supposed to do at this time is take the license plates off the vehicle.
A $48,000 grant from the Minnesota Department of Commerce helped pay for the cameras. And in the mind of Officer Lawrence, it's money well spent because it helps him and the rest of the department keep Brooklyn Center a safer place.
Because not only is it catching these thieves, catching these vehicles and giving these vehicles back to the owners, but it's going to deter future theft.
In Brooklyn Center, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Privacy advocates have raised concerns about what police departments do with the data they collect from license plate readers. However, Brooklyn Center police say they don't retain any of that information.
A woman who spent 18 hours trapped in a vehicle on a frozen pond in Plymouth remains hospitalized Monday. As we went to air, 67-year-old Nancy Breberg of Centerville was listed in critical condition. On Friday evening, Breberg's vehicle veered off the road, crashed through a fence, and she was trapped in her vehicle on an icy pond near 10th Avenue and Revere Lane. The automobile was not visible from the road. Breberg finally got help when a bicyclist spotted her on Saturday. Hospital officials say she is being treated at HCMC for frostbite. The woman's husband had alerted authorities that she was missing on Friday night. The woman had a medical condition that required regular medication, but it's unclear if that played a role in the crash.
Hospitals in some states are cracking down on workers who don't get a flu shot. In some cases, employees have been fired for refusing. A spokeswoman for North Memorial Healthcare says its employees are strongly encouraged to get a flu shot each year. North Memorial's Employee Health Center provides free flu shots to all its workers. The medical center recently implemented visitor restrictions to prevent the spread of the flu. People with cold symptoms or who are under the age of 5 are not allowed to visit.
Meanwhile, North Memorial has plans to expand its clinic reach in the northwest suburbs. North Memorial will open a primary care clinic in Plymouth in May. It would be located on the city's west side near Highway 55 and Plymouth Boulevard. The expansion news follows a restructuring plan initiated by North Memorial. That plan includes layoffs at its Robbinsdale hospital. The Wayzata School District is asking the public to weigh in on the issue of school security.
This comes about a month after the school shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. Last week, the district started placing greeters at the front doors at 6 of its 7 elementary schools, including Sunset Hill in Plymouth. The superintendent says it's a way for schools to better monitor visitors. He also says the district works closely with local police.
We actually had a meeting with them prior to winter break just to talk in general about school security, and they felt very positively about the level of security and the systems that we have in place at all of our 11 schools.
The district is also conducting a phone survey regarding future construction projects. In it, it's asking taxpayers if they would support property tax hikes to improve security at the grade schools.
Slow down. That's a message not only geared towards roads and highways, but also on area lakes. Over the weekend, the Hennepin County Water Patrol paid a visit to Medicine Lake. The Water Patrol wants snowmobilers to follow a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit on lakes. It's also making sure ice fishermen are following the rules. They say people can get a fine if they leave litter near a fish house.
We work real closely with the lake community and also with the Department of Natural Resources. So we'll pick an area. We do have 104 lakes in Hennepin County, 3 rivers. So it does stretch us kind of thin.
While the Water Patrol says the ice is never completely safe, they say conditions are, quote, pretty decent right now. Still ahead, we have something cooking in Business Matters.
See how a local program has helped a Brooklyn Park restaurant not only survive, but thrive. Then later in sports, Park Center's girls basketball team shoots for another win to continue their hot streak.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast. When our photographer Ben Kroll comes back from Astoria and says it's cold, we know it's cold.
But that didn't stop people from a deep freeze dunk in Maple Grove. Dozens of people braved the cold and mustered up enough courage to dive into an extremely frigid fish lake on Saturday. There's a reason for the madness. People raised awareness and money for sustainable projects in Haiti. Those include building schools in towns with no public secondary education.
That means kids go to 6th grade and that's the end. So this allows them to have a high school education. And in Haiti, there's only about 18% of the students that have a public or even a private secondary school education available to them.
The event raised close to $15,000. Members from local Rotary clubs will head to Haiti this week to dedicate a new school. Saturday's event fell on the 3rd anniversary of the earthquake in Haiti that killed more than 300,000 people and destroyed tens of thousands of homes. Well, for any business, small or large, doubling sales is an impressive feat.
And that is exactly what one Brooklyn Park restaurant has been able to do. And in this week's Business Matters, we're giving you an idea of how it can happen. It's prep time in the kitchen of Kim On's restaurant with just a few hours to go before the lunch rush.
So we get ready everything. So now we just, ready to sell.
It's been a big year for owner Lynn Nguyen and her Vietnamese pastry and deli business. Sales are up 50%, and she doubled payroll in 2012 after Lynn expanded her small business and relocated into this larger space down the street from its original location.
People come in and they like it. They say, oh, I like it a lot better than over there. Because you see the space, the way we lay it out, everything, so it's kind of more modern.
A more modern space and cheaper rent are just a few of the advantages, but the move may not have been possible without the help
My goal is to be their trusted advisor.
of business advisor Rob Smulland.
You get one small successful business operating on a corner, it changes the whole dynamic of the corner. And all of a sudden, real estate values go up. People are coming to this commercial node.
Through the nonprofit program Open to Business, Smulland was able to offer advice and counsel to Lynn Nguyen as she worked through her expansion plans. The program also helped Lynn secure $50,000 in loans, some from the city of Brooklyn Park.
She really had the vision. She's achieved a lot of her goals, and now she might even be looking to expand it even more.
They offer a lot, and then they will help you, from the beginning to the end.
Lynn credits the program with helping her business grow, and now she's got the space to keep moving forward.
We have, more seating for the customer and set up the way I like it.
Last year, the Open to Business program helped more than 250 entrepreneurs in Hennepin County. Coming up, we'll explain why a Brooklyn Park principal is not afraid of striking up her own tune.
But first in sports, an impressive victory by the Wayzata boys hockey team. John Jacobson has the highlights of that and more when we come back. John Jacobson joins us now with sports, and the Wayzata boys hockey team. They've already had a really busy start to their season.
And they're in the hunt, it sounds like.
They have had a great season so far. A lot of big games still to come in the conference and section, but so far so good. The schedule for the Wayzata boys hockey team has already included games against Edina, Benilde St. Margaret's twice, Duluth East, and Burnsville. And then came Saturday night when 4th-ranked Wayzata took on number 1 Hill Murray. First period, the Pioneers' Sam Becker's shot is stopped, but Mitch Slattery tucks the rebound away for a 1-0 lead. Wayzata answers. Jack Sorensen's shot is blocked. Maxwell Zimmer gets a piece of it. Matthew Freitag follows up and puts it away. They make it 1-1, 2:32 into the game. Later in the first period, Chase Haller waits, then spots Freitag, who fires the quick shot home from the circle, and 2-1 Trojans after the opening period. Early in the second, Wayzata adds to the lead. The shot from the wall is stopped. It caroms around before Haller scores on the rebound. Wayzata goalie Aaron Dingman stops 27 shots in the game, and Wayzata wins at 3-1, a huge win for the Trojans.
Well, every game we look defense first, and when we get the opportunities, we got to bear it. And tonight, fortunately, I had 2 of them. I mean, we put them in, and that's what our game plan was: come out here, work hard, and just shut them down.
Wayzata's girls hockey team hosted a tough opponent too as they took on Edina. The Trojans seeking their first conference win. Taylor Williamson wins the race to the puck here and scores, and Edina takes a 1-0 lead just 61 seconds into the game. Just over 2 minutes later, Casey McGarvey's shot is stopped. The puck comes to Williamson. He shoots and scores again, and it's 2-0 Hornets. After another Williamson goal makes it 3-0, she picks up an assist here, setting up Sarah Nielsen for the goal. Edina's up 4-0 just 11.5 minutes into the game. McKenna Lorenz comes in net for the rest of the game for Wayzata and holds the Hornets at bay. She makes the save here on the Edina power play and finishes the game with 15 saves. The Trojans get on the board on Caitlin Klein's breakaway goal late in the second period. That makes it a 4-1 game. But the Trojans don't score again. Edina goalie Boomer Sonic stops this breakaway, and the Hornets win it 4-1. Now to wrestling, where Maple Grove hosted Armstrong and Roseville in a tri-meet. Armstrong meeting Maple Grove in one of the matches. Maple Grove gets off to a fast start in this one, helped by a couple of forfeits. And Theo G gets the pin in the 138-pound match against Kevin Trin, and that makes it 24-6 Crimson. At 1:45, Dominic Thielen of Maple Grove looking to put the cradle on. And once he gets it locked, it doesn't take long to pin DeAndre Breen in this 30-6 Maple Grove. Armstrong does pretty well from there, though. At 1:52, Kais Oz-Sadiq uses the half Nelson, establishes control against Robert Morgan, who battles but can't avoid being pinned here. The Falcons go on a run to close the gap. It comes down to heavyweight with Maple Grove up by 6. Sam Highland gets the reversal and the pin for the Falcons. They battle back to tie the match, and they win on criteria with 8 matches won to 6 for the Crimson. In girls basketball, Totino-Grace hosted Park Center. Pirates take an early lead, but Grace comes back. Sydney Boris with the 3-pointer. On the other end, Olivia Buggs finds McKenna Dubois in the corner for the baseline 3. Gabby Eisfelder hits the jumper for Grace. This one cuts Park Center's lead to 24-20. But Kayla McMorris cans a 3-pointer from the top of the key, giving the Pirates a 43-27 lead at halftime. In the second half, McMorris gets the block to trigger the break. Dubois ahead to Kate Simonet for the layup. Nice pass. And then McMorris runs the break. Her shot here doesn't fall, but Kylie Brown gets the rebound and put back. Park Center goes on to win for the 3rd straight win. Pirates roll 66-45. They host Andover Tuesday night. 6 wins now in the last 7 games for Park Center.
All right. Thanks a lot, John.
Thanks so much, John. Still ahead, an interesting turn of events in Brooklyn Park 6th grade classroom.
Why learning there isn't just for 6th graders.
Finally, lifelong learning has taken on a new meaning at a Brooklyn Park elementary school.
As students are learning when it comes to playing an instrument, age doesn't necessarily give you an advantage. Reporter Shannon Slatton shows us how the 6th grade band at Zanewood Community School looks a little bit different this year.
Go ahead and start playing. Get yourselves going.
When you learn something new,
You have to be ready.
If you screw up, you can hear it.
Ready, go.
To make mistakes. That's okay if you're in a room with your peers.
Everybody understands it, right?
But what if you aren't?
Usually used to having people like kids around me, but not anymore.
This year, Principal Carol Rowan isn't just passing out notes.
I struggle right along with them.
She's playing them.
My clarinet squeaks sometimes, just like theirs does.
Not every principal will do this. It takes a lot of commitment. It's taking a risk because what if I fail? What if the students are better than I am?
You know, I kind of thought it would be fun, and in your old age, it's always good to try to learn something new.
She's learning how to play the clarinet starting on the same page as everyone else.
This way, the students actually see the adult go through the learning process, experience the same frustrations. They have to go through the same sort of delayed gratification.
Principal Rowan has gotten tips on practice.
I probably practice as much or more than most of them. I'd hate to be shown up by a 6th grader, you know.
20 minutes a day usually.
And she's even earned a bit of praise.
She's really good and she catches on fast.
So Principal Rowan thinks she may be ready for a big day today.
We're trying to finish up several of the tests to get us out of the first book into the advanced book.
She has to pass a test in order to move on.
So I'm a little apprehensive about book 2 and some of the harder notes.
I think she's gonna pass.
So 2 at a time.
I want you to be passing these this time and next time and be done with them.
Students play. And this time,
all right, give him a hand. That was pretty good.
principal and student,
we're gonna call that good.
both passed.
All right.
Showing even a principal can learn a new lesson.
Good job, ladies.
If her students will too.
Creates a culture of learning and challenge and achievement for everyone. Yeah, good job. So yeah, that's really, really good.
And Miss Rowan is not alone. 2 6th grade teachers at Birch Grove Elementary are also learning to play instruments for the very first time. Takes a little guts, but I give them credit, yeah. And that clarinet squeaks whether you're in your, whatever age you're in, when you start that clarinet squeaks.
Feels just as bad, I'm
That's
sure,
right.
for her as it does for the students.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Community Corner is up next.